Where are your players, and can I measure how tall they are?
Not free for all.
Welcome to A More Philly Union, the podcast where we swear to talk about the Philly Union, the whole Philly Union, and nothing but the Philly Union with as few digressions as possible. We are your hosts. I'm E.
I'm C.
And I'm Paul.
First, let's get into some housewarming. Let's get into some housekeeping. So just an update on the Help Us Help You challenge. That's where we're trying to get to 1,000 downloads as fast as we can. And once we do, we're going to make a donation to the Philadelphia Union Foundation. Nailed it. I finally remembered foundation. So we had a huge week. This, I think, actually is the biggest week of the entire year so far. So we're up to 920 downloads. We're 80 downloads away from the finish line. At 52 downloads since last week.
Thank you.
And actually, extra special thanks to Missouri. They were the big downloaders this past week. So thanks, guys.
This is all that spam talk. They go spam and they came running.
No words.
Yeah, I sense a Splinter podcast coming up here.
But mainly just because Christy won't want to be a part of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
I'll be a part of it.
This is one of the planes of hell for Christy. Anyway, that's our biggest download week of this season. We're 80 downloads away. So don't think we're going to get there before decision day, but we're going to come in pretty close. So so thanks for supporting us, and let's get across that finish line. So I guess it's been a quiet week, which, to be honest, I'm actually a little grateful for. Just all the spinning plates. It's kind of nice not having to do homework for watching games. But
hopefully also the guys had a chance to heal up this week and just relax and let some of these nagging injuries heal up before, decision day and then the playoffs begin.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess kind of the topics just to touch on a little bit, right? There's I guess it's not looking good for Bedoya or Wagner return for next season. It sounds like there's not really any movement on those fronts. In fact, it sounds like there's just things are just going to go the way they're going to go.
One thing I heard of was that apparently Bedoya talked with Ernst Tanner, and the rumor is what was being circulated was that the conversation took about 20 seconds.
Ugh.
And Bedoya was reassured that the union would not be making an offer to bring him back next year. And it just looks like Ernst has moved on from Bedoya and Wagner.
I mean, quite frankly, like, as much as I love Allie and would like him just to stay there forever, I can see that for him, but I'm a little more baffled by the Wagner thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
I think we mentioned it the last time we talked about Wagner. We're not aware of what Wagner is asking for.
No.
We certainly don't know if Ernst has another Wagner in his back pocket that he's waiting to bring over in the offseason. Who knows? But it's really, really confusing that he hasn't been locked down somehow. Obviously he can't sign for another team yet, but it certainly feels like from everything that's going on, it's not going to be the union wherever he ends up. And, if he's not going to end up in the union, I think we all talked about it before. We just hope it's not anywhere in the MLS.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just go overseas. I don't want to have to face him again.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a great player.
Yeah.
And he seems like a great guy. And I don't understand why the union couldn't give him an offer that met his needs, or at least was something he could agree to. Um, yeah, it's baffling, but
Yeah.
I don't know the business of soccer, and I don't
Yeah.
know what he's asking for if it's that unreasonable.
Yeah. And it's kind of to like, we're not going to be flies on any walls. So we're not going to really get any of the details of what's going on behind closed doors, but it just sounds like there's just nothing going on behind closed doors. There's nothing in the room where it happened because there's nothing happening. But yeah, I'm just repeating the points you guys are both making. It's just,
I would say though that this is kind of in keeping with Tanner's MO. Like this is what he does. He signs players for 2 years with a third year club option. If he gives them a year to grow into the program. If they learn it and do well in that second year, the club activates their option for the third year. And in that third year, they'll renegotiate for a contract. I can only assume that Ernst has a certain value laid in there for Wagner, and Wagner's asking for more than that. And so Ernst just says, great, go get it. We wish you luck. And as far as Bedoya, I mean, I'm sure Tanner looks at the roster and he sees he's got Bueno and Torres and McGlynn and a couple of other players there in that midfield position, and I think this might be an issue for Tanner. It's like Philadelphia loves their dedicated players.
Yep.
The Brian Dawkins, the Chase Utleys, those players that will just run through a brick wall and play until their legs fall off.
Jason Kelsey.
I mean, the man is a center, a offensive lineman, and he's one of the best known Philadelphia Eagles because everybody knows he wears his heart on his sleeve and he wants to be here.
Yeah,
Bedoya is much like that, and I get that Ernst is a Moneyball kind of a manager, and he's dealing with limited funds. The ownership of the union does not splash money like a lot of the other clubs do. So he doesn't have the luxury of being sentimental. I don't know Tanner. I mean, he could be that it's just a terrible German stereotype that they just don't get very sentimental. But it could also just be that. I don't know. The other thing is that as talking about him as a Moneyball manager, there is a sequence in that movie, and I believe in the book as well, where Billy Bean talks about letting guys go, and you just sit down, you give it to them straight, and they're professionals. They just have to move on. It's like when you've got traded, you get traded. Here's your contact information. Good luck.
Yeah.
You make it no big deal. You make it you don't delay on it. Don't extend it for any longer than it has to be. And so maybe that's what that 20-second conversation with Bedoya was. We appreciate your time. We recognize your contribution, but there's no place for you on the pitch moving forward.
Yeah.
Now, what would be nice if somebody from the coaching staff reached out to him or the marketing side of things was like, look, if you're done playing, we would love to keep you here in some other capacity to help the team, help be the face of the team.
Yeah.
It's not optimal, but it would be nice.
Yeah.
I do think that could still happen. They might have to give him a cooling off period, or he gets over the fact that he's not coming back as a player. Maybe accepts that he's no longer going to be a player. And because I imagine there's a mourning period for that that you have to go through, but unless you've chosen that yourself. And even then, I would think there would be.
Yeah, and like you said, Paul, I mean, these guys are professionals. I mean, we're kind of looking at this definitely as outsiders, definitely having our hearts on our sleeve. We're like, we just like these guys. We don't want them to go, but they know their contract is up on this day, and at that point, there's no, both parties are free to do whatever they want, and there's kind of, that's just the nature of the business. So,
But
Well,
as Philadelphia sports fans, that's hard to see sometimes. Like
sure,
Yeah.
you just
absolutely.
want these good players, these good
Yeah.
people to stay around.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, and Wagner is just, I mean, he's at the top of his game, arguably. And, you know, if
You
we
could
can
almost
keep
say
him-
that he hasn't reached his peak yet.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. He's such a solid, reliable, effective player back there. I mean, it's the games are a lot different when he's not out there on the field, I feel.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, Wagner's been with the team since 2019. So 4 years. That was a quick 4 years. 4 years nonetheless.
Yeah.
Feels longer, actually. It feels like he's been on the team a lot longer than that.
But I think even now he's only 26.
Yeah.
You know, he's just hitting his prime.
Yeah. I mean, as defenders
He's-
go, he's still on the young side.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. Tanner has done a good job with navigating player transfers and acquisitions and all that. I think he's got a pretty good proven track record with the team. So, in Tanner we trust, kind of.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there was one. I don't remember if it was MLS Extra Time or one of the other podcasts we're talking about that Tanner's pickups this offseason didn't really seem to pan out.
Yeah.
Torres, Lowe, and Bueno. Yeah. But at the same point, I would say Bueno is arguably making a case for him to be in the starting lineup next season.
Mm-hmm.
And Damian Lowe certainly,
exactly.
While he had some shaky games,
Sure.
He also had some very, very good games.
Yeah.
And attacking players always take at least a year to gel in a system. And if they sign Torres to the typical 2-year with a contract option here, we'll have to see what happens with Torres next year. I mean, it took Gazdag a full year before he hit his stride. It took Ura that long. It takes time for players to come in. So
yeah,
he may not have missed yet with Torres. It could be that, he comes in and he's a real important part of the team next year. Yeah, we'll have to watch. You're right. Like in Tanner, we trust. But it's hard. It's really hard when you have players that you just like as much as Bedoya and Wagner and see them leaving. And it seems like, Wagner wants to be here and it's tough. I wish that somebody could share something with the group, with the fans to be like, this is why it didn't happen. Yeah. And it would be nice to get that now instead of 5 years from now when Wagner's retiring or something like that and the truth comes out and whatever the case might be.
What really had me was the fact that Curtin really all but said he wanted him to stay as well. I mean, I don't think he doesn't say much he doesn't mean. So, that's what struck me. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting point too. And the coach is publicly supporting keeping a player. I don't think he's actively, campaigning against the wishes of the head office. But still, when your coach kind of speaks highly of a player and expresses the desire to try to find a solution to keep him, that would carry some amount of weight. But we will see, right? Tanner works in mysterious ways, to kind of keep running with that. But related or directly as a result of that, Christy, you had that article about the neighbors or the neighborhood, Wagner's neighborhood.
Saw on Crossing Broad that apparently, allegedly, there was a going away party for Kai in his neighborhood. It looked like any neighborhood going away party. They hired a guy who does, I guess it was called Hibachi to You, a service that comes in and
that's cool.
There was a video that turned up online and was filmed in somebody's garage with the guy doing hibachi and saying goodbye to Kai. So I mean, who knows, right? I mean, that does seem a little more one more step towards final. But it is kind of sweet. It sounds like his neighbors like him or liked him. So I'm kind of I'll wait and see until I get the official word he's not coming back.
Yeah.
But because maybe there's not going to be an 11th hour
Contract.
contract, like okay, we'll do it, thing. But who knows? I guess we'll find out.
I guess in the world of professional sports contract negotiations, when the hibachi grill comes out by the neighbors, it's
is that the fat lady singing?
It's pretty it's very rarely it comes, things come back after that, but right, we will press our thumbs for Kai Wagner. Well, in other player news, McGlynn was named number 7 in the 22 under 22 selection, right? Paul, you want to talk about that a little bit, or?
Yeah, so every year MLS does a 22 under 22 where they select the 22 best players under 22 years of age at the start of the season or the end of the season. I forget which it is. And so, different luminaries have been picked over the years. Some players you go back and you look at that and you're like, wow, that guy really did work out. Or other ones where it's like, how did that player get ranked that high? And then now they're working at Walmart or something like that. But for McGlynn, he was on it last year. I don't remember exactly where he was. He was lower down, and this year he's moved all the way up to number 7.
Yeah.
So it's the best new artist award at the Grammys. The Kiss of Death.
Yeah, right.
Who?
Yeah. Well, good for him. I'm trying to think. 7 higher than I thought he would have gotten, or too low for what I think he should get. Yeah, it's good to see. I'm not surprised. It's good to see McGlynn getting that recognition. This year has been, I think, a very good year for him.
I would agree.
So,
I'm sure like a lot of the other Union prospects, he'll get some interest from Europe. It'll be interesting to see if it's enough interest to warrant a move.
Yeah. Follows after Aronson
and
company.
Aronson and Aronson.
Yeah.
Aronson McGlynn.
Yeah.
Sounds like a law office out of Philadelphia.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody should make that a t-shirt.
Yeah, right.
But no, it will be interesting because, like when they obviously Brendan left on a big transfer, Paxton left on a little more speculative of a transfer. Like he didn't get as many starts as Brandon before he got picked up, or Brendan. And McGlynn has obviously had a lot of starts now for the Union. So if somebody were to come in and make an offer for him, I would imagine he would fall somewhere between Paxton's offer and Brendan's offer. But yeah, we'll have to see. If they did end up transferring him, getting him a spot in Europe, it certainly would leave a hole in midfield. There's no easy replacement for that spot.
Yeah.
Especially if Bedoya does leave.
Yeah. What's that? You lose that institutional knowledge, right? With the guy like him leaving. Well, if and when Bedoya leaves, hopefully it's not that much longer until he gets his name up on the Ring of Honor.
Yep.
But we'll see. In other MLS lists of various soccer players, this is about a week old now, but the Landon Donovan MLS MVP nominees are out, and Julian Carranza and Andre Blake made the list.
Very cool.
Nice to see Blake on that list, MVP. I'll have to go through the list to see if there's any other goalkeepers nominated.
Just out of curiosity, too, when you were putting this together, did you see if any other team had 2 players included on the list?
Well, there's definitely the obvious, right? Miami's got.
That should never happen.
Yeah. One thing of note, instead of teams with 2 players, there's some teams that have no players. So, for example, New York Red Bulls, there's no one nominated from their team.
And this is the world's smallest violin playing cows.
I think
I'm really glad I haven't told my friend who's a Red Bulls fan about this podcast.
Were they dropped on their head a lot as a kid?
No, but he's from Long Island, so
Oh, okay. Well, then that's understandable.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
understandable.
And he's one of the OGs too. So,
Yeah, he
it's
is
like,
an OG.
Fair point. Fair
yeah.
point.
I'll
Fair point.
give him that. And, but yeah, I mean, there's definitely like, I'm just quickly scrolling through the list. Like Houston's got a couple players, 2 players. Obviously Miami does.
Well, the reason why I was asking in general was because if the teams only have one player to put that on that list, then their entire fan base can rally around that one player.
Right.
Whereas if a team has multiple players, then that fan base may be split up as to who they're supporting.
Yeah. Yes. It's almost, don't half-ass 2 things, whole-ass one thing.
Exactly.
Some of my picks for MVP as based entirely on names is Columbus's Cucho and LA Galaxy's hold on, let me make sure I pronounce this right. I just remember when we played him, it was more of a negative connotation when we played him because he was just running the ball just down the field at us. But Ricky Puig, just based on his name, I would
Fun names to say.
Fun names to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it sounds like it should be like Ricky Poo.
Does lend itself.
Yeah. So the decision day is coming up on Saturday. So it's the last game for all the teams. The Union are playing at New England at 6:00. And then Paul, as you pointed out, that it's either teams are playing at 6 or at 9.
Yeah, and it looks like all of the Eastern Conference teams are playing at 6, and all of the Western Conference games are playing at 9.
Okay.
That kind of makes sense then.
Makes sense.
So going into decision day, the Union are sitting in 3rd place. We kind of control our fate. If by controlling our fate you mean we can finish in 3rd place, then yes, we can control our fate. So as long as we win this game, the Union we hold on to 3rd place. Columbus is right behind us. Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, we could drop as low as 5th, depending on other results.
And we do not want that.
No,
because I think we got to stay in 4th place or higher, right, to keep home field advantage for at least part of the playoffs.
At least part of the playoffs. Yeah.
So so we are hoping for let's just win this, just to lock up 3rd place. Also, just to end the regular season on a nice, positive, strong note. Injury wise, the MLS injury report, the only player listed for the Union right now. I don't know if they list the certainty of which he'll be out, but it's Bueno, I believe. Bueno's out with he's questionable. I'm sorry. So he's questionable with some sort of ankle injury. So, it feels like we'll be pretty much at full strength, but I got to imagine a lot of teams are going to be at full strength with the week off.
Although we won't have Martinez because of yellow card accumulation.
It's true.
Oh, that's right.
That's not great.
And Bueno being injured, I mean, does that mean Flock gets run out there in the 6th spot? Does Bedoya go in there? Do they put Bedoya and McGlynn in a two-man pivot? It's going to be some questions for Jim to answer.
Yeah, right. Because I can definitely see the triangle of death being there with Oracron's up top, Gosdog in that front and center position.
I mean, they may roll out the 5-3-2 or whatever they're calling a 3-5-2. Put Low in there, and Bizo and Wagner out wide, and then McGlynn and Bedoya in the middle with Gajdag ahead and Carranza up top. It could work. Yeah. Well, we'll have to wait and see on Saturday, 6:00.
Yeah,
Be there, be square.
Yeah.
Unless you're NYCFC and be there or be a trapezoid.
This will also be a test for, I think, Apple's MLS coverage, since you're going to have half the league playing all at one time at 6, the other half of the league all playing at one same time at 9.
Mass hysteria.
Yeah,
dogs and cats living together.
Yeah, fully expecting the to queue up the menu on Apple MLS, whatever, and it's just like game not available at this time. Apple TV.
Immensely angry tweeting.
All right. I don't know. Any other soccer news, at least for points of discussion? So with that said, I'm going to turn the mic over to Christy.
All right.
We have a very special
complete
happening.
surprise aspect of things, at least as far as E and I are concerned.
Yeah. So it's time to quiz the fellas here.
Oh,
yeah. Christy sent the text out. It was like yesterday, the day before.
Like to you, I didn't get to Polly, but but I did want to ask. So yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
No, but yeah, I got the text from Christy like, "Hey, I put together some trivia questions. If that's all right." I'm like, that's awesome.
There is a spreadsheet. There are actually two, technically.
Should we pull up the spreadsheet?
Yeah, you should pull up the ones you guys have. So what I sent to the guys is basically the roster as it stands on the website with a few notable subtractions. I removed the players who are on loan, which are Craig, Odata, Perea, and Pierre, just for the record.
Okay.
And then there are 3 players who are on the roster on the site, but have not actually played ever for us. So be they back.
And their first question is going to be, who are they and what are their birthdays?
I can tell you, Makanya, Sorensen, and Trent. But I did remove them just because you'll see why I removed them. So
here we go.
I have gone through and determined who has the highest and the lowest in certain categories, I guess you could say. So let's start with an easy one.
I feel like we should leave a brief pause to put in some like quiz show music. But anyway, go ahead.
I was going to suggest it.
I'll throw it in right here. All right, let's do it.
Okay. So I did top 3 and bottom 3, but we can see how that goes if that gets to be too much. But who has played the most number of seasons for the Union? And you can give me one at a time. You don't have to do a trifecta.
But we're naming the top 3 players who played.
So which player played the most, which played the second most, and which played but we can start with who played the most.
Blake's
I think
the easy starting one.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd say Blake is in 1.
Let's see. I'm looking over the list here. I mean, Bedoya's got to be up there just for the number of years he's been there. Same with Elliott and and Wagner.
I'm gonna go. Actually, do you have your picks, Paul? I think I have mine.
Yeah.
All right, you want to go first?
I'll go Blake, Elliott, and Bedoya.
In that order?
Well, Blake's definitely the most.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say Bedoya second and Elliott third.
Okay.
That's literally what I was just going to say. Yeah. But just to put some daylight between us, I'll reverse the last 2. I'll say Elliott and then Bedoya.
Paul is right. You should have stuck with
okay.
Yep. So who has played?
Do you know the numbers? Like,
I do.
So what are the numbers?
10 for Blake, 8 for Allie, and 7 for Elliott.
10 for Blake.
Mm-hmm.
It's been that long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, we always talk about who goes on the Ring of Honor. I mean, Blake should just be
I mean, so does Allie, as far as I'm
concerned. I agree with that one too. But yeah, just how much of the team history that Blake has been a part of is just, you always take it for granted. He's just like, it's like the river end. He's just always there.
Now this is super easy. We'll just do the 2 newest players to the Union, meaning that they have only played 1 season.
Oh, okay.
Meaning the current season.
Given this lineup,
it doesn't have to be the full season. It's just came on board for or during this season. There are 2. I will tell you that.
Well, I mean, like the ones that are here, obviously Baribo, and Torres.
Yep.
Right? He
Yep.
just came in this year.
I would say
okay,
Berugo.
that was.
Torres.
We're warming up. We're warming up.
So what score? I guess Paul's got 2. I got 1. So 2-1.
Well, it's just because you didn't answer the second one, but you probably would have said the same thing.
No, I did answer.
Yeah,
It's the same. I'm because Christy and I, I'm kind of.
I didn't know if we
her
wanted to
visual
keep score,
clues,
just
like
sort of.
yeah.
Nah, we're not keeping score.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
No,
So
I'm not going to keep score, but the person.
It's the 2 of us against Christy.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Boys, nah.
Yeah. Don't do that. So then this goes along with it. Who has played the most games for the Union?
Well, I mean, that's
like
yeah. Blake.
Oh, and then the next, so Bedoya,
and then Elliot.
Yes.
and then Elliot.
It isn't there. It isn't always a correlation. Like some of the middle guys, you'd be surprised. But
Fair point.
And who is the player? We'll just do the player who has played the least number of games for the Union.
So this is just playing
This,
any
and
game.
by the way, to our listeners, this is as of October 16th, just to be clear. So this does not include the New England game.
By playing, that means showing up on the game day roster as either a substitute or a starter.
I think it means actually time on the field.
Time on the field.
Oh, then I'm going to go Raffanello.
I'm going to say, and we're just making one guess at this point.
Yeah.
Is that okay? I'm going to say, it's either that or Baribo. Baribo's done. Oh man, I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm going to say Raffanello too.
You are both correct.
All right.
Okay. Less game day oriented stuff. Who are the 3 tallest players on the
3 tallest? All right.
I will say it's 1 and then a tie for second.
I'm pretty sure Elliot is the tallest. And I'm going to say Lowe and Glesnes are tied.
Lowe is a tall drink of water.
He is.
I'm going to go just because
Torres is obviously the tallest.
I'm going to go Glesnes first, and then
Torres up there too, though.
Yeah, but Lowe's tall, and I'm going to say Glesnes tallest, and then Lowe and Elliot tied. Right, because the 2 of them were tied.
So I said Elliot was the tallest.
Yeah, it's probably Elliot, but I'm just trying to.
Elliot is the tallest.
All right.
Okay.
And then tied for second at 6'3" are Lowe and Joe Bendick.
Oh, Bendick. Yeah, he's a tall dude.
Glesnes is 6'2".
Okay.
Wow.
All
right. There's a couple of the 6'2" fellows included.
But I think Elliot's like 6'6".
Yeah. He is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that man looks like a beanpole sometimes.
Yeah.
They used to use him when the ball would fall down to the gutter.
He's wiry.
He's wiry.
So that said, then there's a bunch of ties for like next to shortest, so we won't get into that. But who is the shortest player?
Who's the shortest player?
This is according to.
Yeah, this
is according to the Union website.
The Union website. Oh, that's right. They do.
I made the joke, but I really do think it is Torres.
Yeah, Paul, man, I think you know these guys. I'm gonna agree with Paul. I'm gonna say Torres.
And you're both wrong, and I would have been too.
Wait, hold on, wait. All right, hold on. We're wrong. We don't get the point.
Okay, all right. Leaving Torres out.
Okay.
So let's.
Now you're gonna try to figure it out. Here we go.
All right, see. Let's see. I'm just going through the rest of
the. Okay, I have a pick.
You got a pick?
Yeah. I got a selection.
Who are you leaning towards?
It's one of those things where like you don't want to be right for the wrong reason or wrong for the right reason. It's like I'm gonna say Flock.
Oh, interesting.
Who?
Flock? Yeah, Flock.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying.
Yeah. I could also see Sullivan being among the shorter ones. But the thing, we haven't even seen Raffanello a whole lot on the field to know how tall he is.
Yeah. I'm just going to pick Flock just to pick.
All right. So you're going with Flock. I'll just be different. I'll say Raffanello.
Scoops' favorite.
Oh, really?
Julian Carranza.
Wait, how tall is Carranza?
5'9".
There's no way Torres is taller than 5'9". There is no way.
Take it up with the Union website. Now the Union website can be a little flinky. I
wonder if that's like, when Michael Jordan used to be announced as the 6'8" or 6'6" or whatever, and he was like 6'2", 6'3".
They do have Torres as 5'10".
No,
really? I don't. I was surprised by this one too.
Yeah.
So I mean, but
maybe it has to do with the metric conversion.
Maybe something got lost. Somebody forgot a number somewhere.
That or Carranza plays with risers in his cleats.
He's the Tom Cruise of the Union.
It's like Prince's wedge roller skates. Yeah. So. All right. So I have two more real quick. Here we go.
We're dropping the ball a little bit here. All right, we got to finish strong.
So this one might be easier. Age. Who are the three elder statesmen of the team?
3. That makes it tough.
Well, and they are not tied, to be clear.
Yeah. So, no, but I mean, obviously Bedoya is up there.
Mm-hmm.
Blake's been here for 10 seasons, so you got to figure he graduated college, so he's in his 30s. And I would guess Bendick is the third.
Ooh.
And if I had to put him in order of who's the oldest, I would probably go Bendick, Bedoya, Blake.
BBBs.
And I just don't know if any of the others are surprisingly older too.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Paul's.
So close.
Is it Bedoya
Bendick's
first?
not the oldest, is he?
Bedoya is. Bedoya, Bendick, Blake, 36, 34, 32.
Wow.
Sounds like measurements from an old cartoon.
Exactly.
But yeah. And so conversely, who are the three youngest? Who are the three infants?
Who are the young guns here? I'm gonna go with let's see, I gotta figure out which slot. So I'm gonna say McGlynn, Donovan, right? And Sullivan. I gotta try to think what order would they go in.
This one's gonna come down to months, I think.
Not entirely wrong.
So I'm gonna let E put his thinking cap on, and he can make his, and then I'll come in after and
you're gonna price divide him.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna go. All right, we'll see. I'm gonna go Donovan, McGlynn, and that's like the Boondock Saints here. Donovan, McGlynn, and Sullivan.
So is Donovan the oldest in your?
Donovan's the youngest. I would say Donovan's the youngest, then McGlynn, then Sullivan.
I'm going to go with Raffanello as the youngest, followed by Harriel, and then McGlynn.
Ooh.
All right, you're both wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, well, it's been a more Philly Union.
Sullivan is the youngest.
He's the baby.
He is 19.
Man. All right, so I had him on my list. So
and McGlynn is next at 20.
All right, I had him in the right spot, so I get full points on that one.
And there is sort of a tie for third. It's Harriel and Flock, but technically Harriel is younger.
Oh.
How old is Raffanello?
Raffanello is 23.
I thought he was younger.
All right.
Okay.
Donovan's 23 as well. So
wah, 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 wah.
Yeah. Okay, last and possibly hardest one, but maybe not. Geography time now.
Geography time now.
Mm-hmm. So, whose hometown, and by hometown I mean the place they were born,
All right.
is the farthest from, I use Philadelphia, not Chester, because it's the Philadelphia Union. So whose hometown is the farthest? I do have a top three. Who's are the closest as well, but we can get there.
All right, let's see here. Do you want to go first on this one, Paul?
And this
No.
is the last one. So
No.
Um,
Let's see here.
it was more fun making this than it would be for me to answer this, because
Yeah.
my geography is.
Do you want us to give a top three?
Do you just want to give who you think is the farthest? That might
All
be
right.
the
Well, let me just
easier.
go down what I think. So Baribo, I believe, was actually born in Israel. Bedoya was born in Colombia. Bendix, a U.S. Player. Blake is Jamaica, not as far as those other two. Bueno is Venezuela. Carranza is Argentina, I believe. Donovan's local. Elliott's England. Flock, I think, was born in Germany. Gajag's in Hungary. Glesnes is Scandinavia, because I can't remember if he's Norwegian, Swedish, Norwegian. Yeah. Harriel's local. Lowe is Jamaican. Martinez is Venezuelan. And Mbaizo. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go Mbaizo.
I'm gonna go farthest.
Straight up farthest. Yeah.
I'm trying to pull up my visual map here. I'm gonna go. I think top two are actually going to be Baribo and hold on, let me think here. And Carranza. And I'm trying.
Why couldn't they have an Australian on the team and we just
Yeah, right.
That's obviously the answer.
Yeah, we need more Japanese players. I'm trying to visualize the flight times.
How did you know how I figured this out?
Is that it?
Well, yeah, kind of.
All right, I'm going to go. So which one's farther? Because depending, and it's the city, right? Not just the country. I mean, we're picking the country, but
Are there connections, or is this straight up as the crow flies?
wait, are we taking Spirit
No,
Air?
it should be fair. I did try to do it as much as the crow
As the crow
flies.
flies.
So,
As opposed to swallow.
yes,
An African or
exactly.
an English swallow?
African or European?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to go Carranza. I'm going to go
Right,
Carranza.
so we have a Carranza and a Mbaizo.
That's first, yeah.
Okay.
Farthest. You're asking for top three.
I'm just asking for a number one right
All right,
now.
I'm gonna go Carranza.
Baribo.
Dang it! Oh man.
5,868 miles to Eilat in Israel.
Okay.
Okay, so who is second?
Now I'll go with Carranza.
I'll go with Mbaizo.
Paul is correct.
Dang it.
It's Mbaizo.
All right.
5,770 miles.
I'm just gonna keep playing the Carranza card until I get it.
And third,
Okay.
Gosh, dog.
you going?
I want to go Carranza. Is it gosh dog?
Eric is geographically closer, but it's actually Torres. Torres is from Neuquén, Argentina. I'm probably not saying that correctly. 5,448 miles. Carranza is from Ancativo, Argentina. It's 5,016 miles. So it is a Price is Right kind of situation. So that said, who are the hometown fellas? Who is closest?
Who's closest?
Oh, who's closest?
Yeah, we're switching it now. Who's
So we
who's
got
closest?
we got Donovan.
And again, Philadelphia, not Chester. Just for what it's
Sure.
worth.
Oh, now it's going to come down to blocks.
What parish they're from?
Yeah, right.
It's Martin of Lord's territory over there.
From Upper Darby. Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go
Who's
with
closest? Just do who's closest.
I'm gonna go Paul's boy, fellow dragon, Donovan.
I'll go Jim Curtin.
Ah!
Jim Curtin not on the list.
All right, I'll go Real.
Incorrect. Quinn Sullivan, actually from Philadelphia.
Oh, he's from Philly. All right.
Second.
Carranza.
McGlynn.
I don't know. I'm going to stick with Donovan.
Baribo.
It's Real Drexel Hill.
Oh, he's from Drexel Hill.
Mm-hmm. And third.
Donovan.
Okay.
I'm just going with that. I'm the guy. I'm the guy who plays
2-1, I should say.
Yeah, I'll go with McLean.
Sorry, Raffanello. He's from Delran Township, New Jersey.
Okay.
Wow. All right.
So, but a couple of fun things. Flock was actually born in Houston.
Yeah,
his parents were Germans
military?
living in Houston. It didn't say military, just said working there. So unclear. But he
they could tell you, but then they'd have to kill you.
Probably. But he did grow up. I think he was there for some of his childhood, but then moved back, was raised mostly in Germany. Bedoya actually technically from
New York.
Well, he may have grown up there in Florida, New Jersey.
Oh, he's born in Jersey. That's right.
That's why. Because I always thought before somebody said no, Florida.
Yeah.
I always thought he was from Jersey, and I must have read something somewhere. So
I always get this mixed. I know there's a Jersey connection, and I just can remember if he was born in Florida, grew up in Jersey, or like you said, born in Jersey and grew up in Florida.
So anyway, that is
interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, that was cool.
But Donovan is from Paoli.
Wow.
So he was the next one 18 miles.
Man,
so,
we're just
so close, but yeah.
All right, let's get back to the thanks for doing that. That was fun. That was cool. That was
thank you. That was
enjoyed that.
Thank you, see.
A little bit of fun.
Hopefully those who were listening fared better than Paul and I.
Well, we did all right at the beginning, and then we just faded out.
I believe those were the questions that Chris referred to as the easy ones.
Well, and I don't know who's lying about Torres's height, but
yeah, we're gonna have to,
or Carranza's, but something. Carranza must have lost a bet.
Yeah, if we ever have that miraculous moment, we can actually go to a press conference and ask a question. That's got to be our question. According to the website, Torres is listed as 5'9".
The question will be: can you stand up by that wall over there and you pull out a tape measure out of your pocket? Hold on, guys. You gotta figure this out.
Where are your players, and can I measure how tall they are?
Not creepy at all. There's nothing creepy about it. I don't know why I'd be creeped out by them. All right.
Well, so it's been a little bit of a quiet week, so that's kind of all we got. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll hopefully have a lot more news of the good variety, hopefully, to talk about next week. The season went fast. So so thanks for hanging out with us. I mean, obviously we got more episodes coming up, but if you want to reach out to us, you can reach us. Our website is amorephillyunion.com. Drop us a line. Let us know how the end of the season's going for you, what you want to see in the playoffs, whatever's on your mind. So you can email us at pod@amorephillyunion.com. You can follow us on the various socials, like I want to come up with a better name than just X, so just call X Twitter or something. But on X Twitter, we are amorephillyu. Instagram, YouTube, and Threads, we are amorephillyunion. Check out our pretty awesome Spotify playlist. I think it's pretty good. But anyway, you can find it on Spotify under amorephillyunion. Keep downloading our podcast where you get yours. Tell your friends. Like I said, we're at 920. We just need 80 more downloads, and let's see if we can hit that mark before we get too far into the playoffs. Subscribe, like, comment, spread the word. And thanks again for listening to another episode of A More Philly Union. We are your hosts. I'm E.
I'm C.
And I'm Paul. Go Union!
course, the inevitable 20 minutes of throat clearing afterwards to get that done before the podcast.
We'll put that behind the pay curtain.
Here, there, now you can
I thought it was
see
funny.
Ah,